Have you ever wondered if something as simple as your morning routine could be quietly increasing your risk of stroke? Somewhere between your bedroom and kitchen, your brain may have just experienced a silent stroke precursor, and you didn't even notice. It happens to 8 out of 10 seniors every single morning. And tonight, I'll show you exactly how to protect your brain starting tomorrow. I'm Dr. Bill Harrison, neurologist and stroke specialist. And what I'm about to share will shock you. The morning habits most people think are perfectly normal, even healthy, are quietly setting up their brains for failure. While you're brushing your teeth and making coffee, your blood pressure is spiking, your arteries are stiffening, and your brain is struggling to get the oxygen it desperately needs. What you're about to learn has helped hundreds of my patients transform their mornings from stroke risk zones into brain protection powerhouses. If you're over 60 and want to keep your independence, your memory, and your life, hit that subscribe button for inspired living right now. Today, we're going through 7 common morning habits that are silently raising stroke risk in adults over 60. Plus, I'll give you the exact stroke-safe morning routine that can cut your risk by up to 50%. But first, let me tell you about something that happened in my emergency room 3 weeks ago that changed how I think about morning routines forever. Margaret walked into my ER at 8:30 on a Tuesday morning. She's 67, retired teacher, does yoga 3 times a week, takes her medications religiously. Everything you'd expect from someone taking excellent care of herself. But that morning, she collapsed in her kitchen while making breakfast. Her husband found her on the floor, confused, unable to speak clearly, with her right arm completely weak. By the time the ambulance arrived, most of her symptoms had cleared up, but I knew exactly what had happened. She had what we call a transient ischemic attack, a TIA, a mini stroke. When I asked Margaret to walk me through her exact morning routine, she described 7 habits that millions of seniors do every single day thinking they're harmless. When we change just these 7 morning habits, Margaret hasn't had a single neurological episode in 3 months. But before I tell you what those habits were, I need you to understand why the first hour after waking is the most dangerous time of day for your brain. Here's what most people don't realize about stroke timing. Your brain doesn't randomly decide to have a stroke at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Research from the American Heart Association in 2023 shows that strokes peak between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., with the highest concentration in the first 2 hours after waking. During the night, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your blood becomes slightly thicker. When you wake up, your body has to rapidly adjust circulation, blood pressure, and oxygen delivery to meet the demands of consciousness. For seniors whose blood vessels are already less flexible, this morning surge can overwhelm the brain's delicate blood supply. The 7 habits I'm about to reveal don't just affect how you feel. They fundamentally change how blood flows to your brain during this critical morning transition. So, what was Margaret doing every morning that put her brain at such risk? Let's start with the first habit. Habit number 1, bolting out of bed the second you wake up. Margaret told me she was proud of being someone who didn't waste time in the morning. Alarm goes off, feet at the floor, day begins. Sound familiar? Here's what Margaret didn't know. When you suddenly shift from lying down to standing up, especially after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your blood pressure can drop by 20 millimeters of mercury or more. That's called orthostatic hypotension. And for 15 crucial seconds, your brain isn't getting enough oxygen. You might feel a head rush, tunnel vision, or wobbly knees on that first step. That brief moment isn't just uncomfortable. It's your brain sending a warning. The solution is what I call the 90-second rule. When you first wake up, take 10 seconds for deep breaths, 20 seconds for ankle and hand flexes, 20 seconds to slowly sit up, 40 seconds with your feet on the floor. Then stand. This simple change eliminated the morning dizziness Margaret had been experiencing for months. She thought it was just normal aging, but it was her brain's cry for help. Habit number 2, skipping water and heading straight for coffee. Margaret's routine was coffee first, everything else later. But after 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you're already about 1% dehydrated. Your blood is thicker, circulation is sluggish, and caffeine constricts blood vessels. David, a 71-year-old patient of mine, had heart racing every morning after his first cup of coffee. We found his blood was so thick in the mornings that his heart was working overtime just to pump it. The fix? Drink 8 ounces of room temperature water before any caffeine. Add a quarter teaspoon lemon juice or a pinch of sea salt for faster absorption. David's symptoms disappeared in a week. Habit number 3. Eating healthy breakfast foods that hide 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium. Margaret thought she was being health conscious with instant oatmeal and whole grain toast. But these foods delivered a massive sodium load, stiffening her arteries. Sarah, 73, had blood pressure readings of 140/90 within 30 minutes of breakfast. When she switched to plain rolled oats with berries, her morning blood pressure dropped by 20 points. Aim for less than 300 milligrams of sodium before 9 a.m. Focus on 2/3 fruits and vegetables, 1/3 complex carbs and protein. Habit number 4. Drinking black coffee before eating anything. Margaret drank 2 large mugs of coffee on an empty stomach, thinking it gave her energy. Instead, it triggered a 30 to 60% adrenaline surge, constricting arteries and spiking pulse. Thomas, 69, thought he was having heart attacks. It was coffee-induced acid reflux. Solution: eat a buffer bite first. Half a banana, 5 almonds, or a boiled egg. 1 mug of coffee max, and wait 30 minutes before refilling. Habit number 5. Brushing off mild dizziness, slurred words, or numb fingers. Margaret had occasional speech glitches in the morning. She blamed grogginess. But these were transient ischemic attacks, mini strokes that often wore a full stroke within 24 hours. Symptoms that vanish in 10 minutes? Still medical emergencies. Remember fast. Face droop, arm drift, speech changes. Time to call 911. Habit number 6. Taking all your morning pills together, often with coffee. Margaret took blood pressure meds, thyroid pills, and aspirin all at once with coffee. Some combinations cause dangerous interactions. Green tea with beta blockers, for instance, can drop blood pressure too low. Ruth, 75, had readings below 100/60 after this combo. Use a pill organizer with alarms. Read every label and space interacting meds by at least 30 minutes. Habit number 7. Staying in bed, scrolling your phone while holding in urine. Margaret liked to check emails before getting up, even when she needed the bathroom. Holding it can spike blood pressure. Frank, 68, had pounding heartbeats every morning after finally getting up. Get to the bathroom within 5 minutes of waking. If waking multiple times at night, reduce fluids 2 hours before bed. Now let's do a quick self-check. Count how many of these apply. Head rush when standing. Heart racing after coffee. BP over 140/90 within 30 minutes of breakfast. Slurred speech or numb fingers that go away. Pounding heartbeat after holding your bladder. Comment your number below. 2 or more. Your morning may be hurting your brain. Here's what Margaret does now. Prep the night before. Water glass, pill box, low sodium breakfast. Follow the 90-second wake-up rule. Hydrate first. Eat a small bite, then caffeine. Log BP and symptoms for 1 week. Share this with a loved one. The routine you follow tomorrow morning will either protect your brain or put it at risk. There's no neutral ground after 60. If you learned even one new thing today, hit like and share this with someone over 60. Subscribe to Inspired Living for more strategies. Pick one habit to change tomorrow. Type its number below. Tag a friend. Your action might save 2 lives. Stroke prevention isn't about perfection. It's about making smarter choices. And it starts with how you spend your first hour awake. This video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your doctor before changing your medication timing. Protect your morning. Protect your brain.